But very, very smart knowledge there, knowing when to use those tricks, when they can be a bit too overbearing. He cleans it up, though, very, very nicely. Gets some easy shots as Arkram now is going to be, he's going to be up top in the leaderboards, actually, with Falconer as well. We'll see if they can pop off at this moment. 42 points for them. They have the Chuck Splash, 6 minis, 2 Shadow Bombs as well. So they're sitting very, very nice on rotational items, but Arkram is rocking that tac shotgun, obviously not a combat, might hurt him on those long-range engagements when he needs to follow up if he can't use his heavy AR. We'll see what these guys can do on this low ground.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of players opting for the combat shotgun over the tactical shotgun, just because, like you said, for range it is a little bit better, but slight falling to Arkram there, just a few quick shots with his heavy AR, just taking him out there completely. Falconer kind of just hanging out back. I think he knows that Prequel is there. He understood that 100%, getting the edit out, and Plart, Prequel's partner, is staying back there as well. So let's see if Falconer and Arkram go for the engagement here. They've already got a little bit of damage inflicted on them, but it looks as though they are opting at this point to maybe just disengage for now.
Absolutely. They're also really, really good on mats on this low ground tarp as well, so they could tunnel in if they wanted to. They do have rotation as well. Aiden and Sean are going to be controlling that mid to high ground section. Sean now busting out 30 HP taken from Storm. Will it be worth it? Will his position rule at the end of the day? We'll see him trying to fight for height. Pyramids up, going to stick with the mid ground layer. A person in his box as Sean goes down to Valafen. Valafen going to be finishing up that elimination. Aiden now looking out, going to be playing this game solo. As you said, it's so hard, but they've done work in the lobby already, Pookie. 8 eliminations available or taken from them from the server. Punisher also in this game as well, so a lot of high ranked on the leaderboards individuals. We'll see how it all pans out. Aiden now on his last smoke on the 6th Storm. Now he's gonna have to use his brains, his understanding of when to pressure, his knowledge on how people are rotating on the map. Right now looking for a horizontal peak, a lot of shield damage coming out. No defense from Prequel. He goes down. Aiden picking up the duo. Plart and Prequel both falling to his Tommy gun spray, his patented Tommy gun spray as well. He's gonna see if he can get one more peek out. No, now on rotation. Pressure versus positioning here is the question of the game. That trap blocking a sight line as well as that metal goes straight to opaque from see-through. Landjock, Punisher actually going down from that duo. Landjock taking a bunch of storm damage but phases up 1 tier of tarp. He's going to be easily surviving this moment, but will he be able to live a little bit longer with that less of HP?
Yeah, and it looks like Aiden is going to take this moment to maybe just try and get a big shield off. He isn't going to be able to. The storm is right at his back. He did take 10 damage there, so he's going to be very careful. He needs to get a siphon here. He needs to get some kind of knock, and he does. He gets it on Smooth. Shy Smooth falls down. Aiden breaks out of the box with 75 HP. He is rushing forward. He has the mats. He can keep doing this. He needs to keep going. He needs to try and get himself healed up, and this is exactly the play that I wanted to see coming out of Aiden right now. Using the campfire to get that a little bit more effective health. He wasn't unfortunately able to get any shields off. He is going to really have to try and get some time to get those 3 big shields, or 2 rather, added to his name if he wants any shot at lasting in this game right now.
Absolutely. Shields are a big privilege in these endgame circles. Health is what most people love to have. We'll see if he can get those big shields off, playing with a classic loadout as Falconer misses a quick snipe but catches himself with that redeploy. He also has a heavy sniper available, which is not reloaded at the moment, but doesn't need to be, as the combat is the main player of his loadout at the moment. Another redeploy catch coming in, gonna make him a very, very sneaky and infamous coming in from the backside of the zone. Finally catches up to Arkram, gonna be looking for shots. Again, they own all the walls. The walls see and hear everything these duels are doing, and they're calling back saying, give me elims, it's my turn now.
It's
boom.
My turn for elims. Falconer there using his shields to get himself healed up. We see Aiden unfortunately going down. His reign in this game is over. We have a cow at the very top, ultimate high ground, and here we have Arkram and Falconer down ultimate low ground, utilizing their builds to try and get those edits out. Recognizing where there's an opponent right on the other side of that wall. They're going to make the edit. They do. They make the edit. This is why it's so powerful to build out like that when you're on ultimate low ground. You need to be tarping like that because you have all the control, Shy.
I believe Epic Will was also 4th, and he goes down when we last checked up on the leaderboards. Unfortunately, Falconer and Arkram, though, are both going to be alive in this end game, as it is, and it looks like a 1v1, v2 at the moment. LV going up. Arkram, Falconer going to retain that high ground. We'll see if they can close this game out. Falconer dropping down as Arkram stays up top. LV in a box, but gets bopped as he falls all the way down. Doesn't look like he had any mats left for that one, or maybe he fell down to the pressure. Very, very clean win from Falconer there.
Very, very clean indeed. Falconer and Arkram pulling out 11 eliminations, securing themselves that victory royale. Congratulations to those two. We are just getting started with these NA West games. They are on fire in this region right now. Bala, have you been watching?
I have. We're about halfway through NA West, and that is just a presentation of why Falconer and Arkram are at the top of leaderboards and why they've already qualified. Zeke, we've got some stuff to look at, some highlights, some breakdowns from those last 4 games.
For sure, my man. Let's take a look at Bolt, Johnny, and Dottie. This dynamic duo, I mean, they just represent what you should be doing here, right? Like, this is going to be the skill gap you're looking to achieve all the time. You know, we've heard from several players as far as like 12-hour days of nothing but Fortnite. And this is what this translates to, right? Bolt, Johnny, and Dottie together, they're just maintaining high ground, tearing through players in these late game circles. Now we're going to be watching them through until a victory royale here. And just watch, you know, you can see a lot of team coordination, knowing when to tarp, when to have your dual partner apply pressure. And you see Dottie there on Johnny's left, and he just continuing team fire, right? And in this moment, Johnny's like, all right, I need to tarp out, keep our momentum going. We cannot be stopping for anything. We have to be ready to move. And again, just knowing how to navigate fights, knowing how to isolate enemies and lock them down. It's very important, especially in these moments, right? Like, you make a simple mistake and it's going to cost you. Here, they just get the drop and shut the player down. Massive victory out for them. Now, Cortex and Landon here, similar kind of situation in the late game. We saw not that long ago, just the way they kind of terrorize this entire lobby. And this is almost a textbook win, right? They're in a 2v1 right now. Cortex taking the lead. Landon trying to split attention there for just a moment, just to distract the enemy players. But of course, now we get to take a look at the standings.
Yeah, so Arkram and Falconer with that win that we just saw, pushing themselves up to 61 points. But of course, this duo is already qualified. So right now, it's Epic Whale and 40R Storm who are getting that one spot that they need. And of course, this duo is kind of a last-minute change, right? We usually see Epic Whale with Sealmat, but 40R Storm and Epic Whale have qualified in solo. So who knows? Maybe this is the formula that you need to get to New York and NA West.
Yeah, I mean, they're making it work for them, right? Sitting here in second place with the 49 points. So don't forget, there is only the single spot. So if they stay just below Falconer and Arkram, that means they could potentially qualify. But don't forget, we've only got a handful of games played, right? You said it best. We're halfway through, but there's still anyone could jump up, right? Look at from 49 down to 42. That's a 7-point differential. That's just one good game. Hitting top 5 will net you the difference there, right?
And again, this spot really is not counted. Obviously, they're doing the best. They're going to get that #1 spot in the prize money, but this is all what we're talking about. I mean, 49 to 42, you just said it, 7 points. That's nothing. That really isn't anything at all. But some of these other guys as well, we just talked about Dade and Johnny. We broke down that win. They're at 43 right now. They've got 3 games played, so they're starting to heat up a little bit, and that's typically what we see from them. Zeke, they always start at the top of the leaderboard early, but then end up falling down slightly a little bit. We also want to take a moment to check out, you know, what's going on the socials, Zeke.
Yes, so in case that you maybe didn't hear, we actually have a new Twitter handle that is FN Competitive. Check it out. That is going to be your go-to for all things Fortnite competitive going on in the future. Check it out. Send it a follow. We'll constantly be posting updates of things coming up. We've got Trios tournament, Fortnite World Cup Finals. This is all going to be like the new one-stop shop.
Yeah, it's
one-stop shop.
I don't know.
I think that's right.
One-stop shop. You got it.
Yeah,
we'll got it. Hey,
anyway,
clips, everything there. I've been checking it out all day. It's awesome. You got to throw it a follow. But with that, we need to get back into the games. And we're going to throw it over back to Shy Wager and Pookie.
Thank you, Bala.
Don't mind us. We're just over here playing around with filters on our phone. It's actually hilarious. I didn't hear anything Zeke just said there. Doesn't really matter, probably. But hopping right back into these NA West games, we're looking up for Corey right now and his duo partner, Brogstar. We saw them play a little bit earlier. These guys look like they have a ton of synergy, but, you know, I suppose you're going to get that when you are playing together for 12 hours a day. And just a little bit of a side note here, I just got word that Corey was actually a golden ticket winner. He did play in the Creative Showdown at on the games this weekend. He was on the Little Whip team, so kudos to him for, you know, showing up and saying, you know what, I can play more than just creative games. I've got this competitive edge in me as well.
Absolutely. Back when TwitchCon was a thing, I actually think I had a conversation with Precori. We were about to duo for a second, but the regional difference with him being West and me being East kind of blocked that entire engagement out. He has been grinding for a long time, though. A little bit of name changes going out here and there as well, but, you know, always staying OG to that broccoli start from the get-go. He's going to be kind of having some trouble on mid-ground here, so we'll see if he can actually own up and get height. He is going to be solo duo now. Jaeyoung going up for a quick elim, getting blocked, but his duo comes in from the sky Batman style and breaks in through the skylight, picking up that next elimination as well, saving the time from that engagement. That's a big thing, especially when you're fighting on these big mid and high ground layers. The more time you take, the more your fight expands, the more you get into risky positions, the more you can get into trouble. So Jaeyoung and his duo just playing that timing perfectly, and now have a nice perch to set up on Pookie. We'll see if they can find any angles when they're looking out up top.
Yeah, and just to your point, Shai, actually, now that you mention it, you know, ever since the introduction of the combat shotgun and the pump being vaulted, you know, I feel like engagements are lasting a little bit longer. You're not getting the one-shot pump shotgun to the face anymore and ending engagements really just like that. So, you know, an excellent point to bring up there, and just really recognizing that, you know, engagement time does matter, especially when you get into these late zones and having to rotate into the next. Trying to get your opponents taken out as quickly and as efficiently as possible is key.
Yeah, I can feel that combat nerf there, as well as those shots hit for about a total collective of 15 damage, usually hitting for a lot more. Maximo might be frustrated at that, but he does have a lot of mats and 3 elims going on to this stick circle rotation. We'll see if he can grab height as he 90s up, blocking off the competition. Very smart placements of floors as he moves up as well from tier to tier of height. He's going to start focusing down on the backside of the storm. That's instinct to a lot of good players at this moment now. 10 weeks of practice, you know exactly where to look when you're done rotating. Maximo now going up for that big call to take out this whole mid-ground layer. Can they find shots on this newly builded brick now? We'll see if he can get into a better vantage point. Psych looks like he might have died to the storm, or got eliminated to the storm when these guys were moving in. He got a little bit of a damage tag on him there. Maximo doing a really good job of keeping a track and eye on everyone in the storm circle or in the zone at the moment.
Yeah, and Jaeyoung actually doing a really great job of tarping beside Maximo, making sure that where they're walking right now, because they are on ultimate high, is completely reinforced and they don't need to worry about being shot down. Maximo having a little bit of trouble here getting out of this storm. Does take 2 ticks of storm damage, but does recover nicely. Hits for 15. There isn't going to get a knock or an elimination, but it doesn't matter because Jaeyoung and Maximo are on maximum height. But look at Howl going up there in the baller, just maybe making a play for high ground, but maybe trying to pose as a little bit of a distraction against these two. Unfortunately, Howl does have to be careful because those ballers don't have as much health as they used to. Jaeyoung raining down shots at this point. They aren't really going to be getting anything right now. They need to do something at this point. There are still 16 players alive. They only have 5 eliminations between the two of them, which is great, but there is only 1 spot, Shy, so every point matters. These guys